Hello, I'm Pauline Foster. Welcome to my demonstration. I'm a NAFAS national teacher, an area demonstrator and judge. And today I'm going to demonstrate a summer carousel. So I've started off with a wooden bowl, which I bought at a charity shop, and I've just gone around it with some decorative ribbon. Inside I've got a glass bowl, which I've filled with water, and then I've got a structure which I've made out of these rings, which I bought from the wholesaler. They are actually covered with wicker, but you could do a similar thing by just wrapping around with wool. So I've used two of those, and then I've joined them together by just putting in simple garden canes in 6 positions around the edge, and then covering it with a cream wool. So I decided that I would use nice ice cream colours, so that this would be something perhaps that you would use for a party in the garden during the nice weather. So I've got the Italicum Pictum, and I'm putting these in at an angle so that they're going well down into the water, because they do like a lot of water. And I also want them to just hang over the edge so that they will cover over some of the structure and make it a little softer around the edges. So I'm just going to go around with these. They're a beautiful plant and they're growing in great profusion in my garden at the moment. They seem to spread every year, and a very, very useful thing for flower arranging. They always look so fresh too. So I'm going to use a mixture of foliage, but I just want to get these in to give me a start around the edges. So the next foliage I'm using is the green hellebore. Again, a lovely plant that hangs down in nice clumps, and again it self-sets and it grows very rapidly. Once you've got it, basically you've got it. So this gives a nice freshness to the design and will be a nice foil for the colours that I want to use. So put some towards the centre. And then I'm also going to add in a grey foliage. This is the Brachyglottis, or the Senecio grey eye. A very soft foliage, and it makes a nice foil against the brighter green. So several smaller pieces of those going in towards the centre. It's another plant in my garden which has done particularly well so far this year. It had flowers on earlier, but has now come out into a nice full bush. So working my way towards the centre, I should come back and put some more in later, because I want to leave myself space to work through. So I've one more of the arum, and then I will start to put in some of the flowers. Now you can see that I've got this glorious selection of tulips. These are particularly nice, a nice double one, and if you open them up, they've got a very dark centre, so they are quite a surprise. So I'm going to start to put these in the base. Perhaps that needs to be a little bit shorter. So we'll go into the middle to start with. Now I have cut some of these earlier to save me time. What I'm trying to do is to fold over the leaves as I put them in. So again, it's starting to cover over the structure. Now, I don't know if you're aware, but on the 7th of May, it is the National Flower Arranging Day. And under normal circumstances, flower arrangers would leave posies for people to pick up or give them to friends or whatever. But this year, as that's not possible, they're aiming to make garlands or rings for doors or gates, and so people will see them as they pass. And certainly I've done a lot of walking around my village during lockdown and would very much appreciate seeing these. So either make one yourself or do look out for them. So that will be on the 7th of May. Now I'm just going to turn this round. It's much the same all the way round at the moment, but just adding these in. I have added a slightly different shade of pink in there, which I will draw your attention to when I use it again. So, just working my way around, cleaning off some of the foliage so it is not down into the water as I go. Now, before I get much more into the bottom, I want to start putting material into the top. And so I've got this taller material in the form of the lovely bright gerbera. Always look joyful, don't they? And fitted in with my ice cream colour scheme. So I'm going to feed these through. This is why I've left a little space in the bottom at the moment so that I can get them right through. And I've chosen these flowers because they've got a nice clean stem, and I don't want to have anything that's sort of fussy in between the two layers. So I thought this was something that you could perhaps do for an outdoor event and put onto either a buffet table or perhaps in the centre of a round table. And if you wanted, you could stick with the ice cream colour theme and probably serve ice creams in various shades as well. Or it occurred to me that you could also do this in citrus colours and then put the fruit to match around the bottom. Now, these I have cut down. It's the Eustoma or Lysianthus, and very good value for money. You get quite a lot on a stem, and again a cream colour which fitted in with my colour scheme. Now, just spacing these around the top. Some of them are almost green. I have two stems here. One was a cream one and this one is almost green. I just wanted it to be a joyful celebration after having such a dark winter, and suddenly we're beginning to get these wonderful colours coming in the garden. My tulips are coming out and they are doing very well at the moment, so I'm just hoping that they continue to flower for quite a long time. So I'm being careful not to miss the bowl, to actually make sure I'm getting everything in the water, and trying to cut these so that they are more or less on a level around the top. I don't want it to be too high, and it would stand up in the wind quite well, so long as it's not too high. So I'm going to put now some longer tulips down and through the design. I've taken off some of the leaves, again, because I don't want to clutter between the two layers. So I'm feeding these down. And then just folding over the leaves again, so it's helping to break up the structure and allowing us to see the flowers at their best. So I'll just continue to put some of these longer ones in, and then I shall come back to the bottom in a moment. They are lovely and squeaky. That is always a good sign. If the flowers are squeaking as you put them in, it usually means that they're fresh. So one more of those around here. And then, as I said earlier, I have got some different colours. I've got a nice white tulip here. This is a different shape. This is a single tulip. I'm taking off some of the leaves again to give me the clean lines that I'm looking for. And then a slightly brighter, more obvious pink. The others are slightly salmon. So this is a different shade to add in through the top. So having used, just need to shorten that one slightly, I think. Having used the yellow in the top, I have some yellow flowers to put in the bottom, and these again have come out of the garden, that they seed very, very easily, and are of course cowslips. So I just want to add those in around the edges to bring the yellow colour down. They do give a slightly different texture too, because they are nice and frilly, where the tulips are smooth. Just one more, making sure that they are well in the water, because they do need a good drink. I have been soaking them well beforehand and conditioned them. So I'll just add 1 or 2 more tulips to the base. And we could go on forever with this. You could add as many or as few flowers as you choose, but it's something that you can get the whole family involved in, and I'm sure it's something that children would enjoy doing. And I have made some small paper butterflies to add to the edge of this, which I will put in a moment, and I thought that was something that the children may well enjoy doing. So just finishing off adding in a few final pieces of foliage around the bottom, and 1 or 2 smaller pieces of the lisianthus. So I'll clear those away, and then just again to give added interest and to soften the top of the design, I've got some of the blue periwinkle and also some of the asparagus fern, which I can feed through the structure to hang down over the edges. So just add these around the sides and across the top to hang down, get them down and into the water. And then finally, as I've already mentioned, I'll add the butterflies around the edges. So this is something you could get the children to cut out and help with. So I hope I've given you some ideas and that you will enjoy your summer celebrations outdoors. Thank you.